going on YouTube? It's James from ChiHammer's Fantasy Battle Reports, and oh my god. So, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. First off, I want to get this content out for you guys, and I'll explain that in a second. But, I just had recorded this whole video, and then when I went to go listen to it, it hurt my ears. And that's really hard to do, because like I listen to this trainer yell at the top of his lungs every friggin' day, and I yell at the top of my lungs every friggin' day, and it really hurts my ears. Or it doesn't, like, barely anything ever hurts my ears, but damn. So it took me like 20 minutes trying to figure out what the hell is my recording device's problem, and I finally figured it out. I got my good mic back. You guys will hear me at full speed, at full volume, and I'm going to hurt your ears now after hurting my own ears. But anyways, let's go over this. So, I am giving you guys content right now because I am dying. I am itching. I am like literally like a freaking junkie, like trying to get my Warhammer fix right now because Adepticon is this weekend. I'm gonna play some games at Adepticon, and I'm dying to go. But before then, I couldn't get any games in at the dojo. I've been playing Universal Battle. I've been playing Universal Battle every single day. I am not kidding, every single day, and I still suck at this game. But, I've been doing it for several reasons. One is to give myself practice and keep my skills up to par. Two is testing lists out, and it's able to help me give it a good understanding, especially when I play a lot of these skilled players who are on Universal Battle, of what really works and what really doesn't. So this is my list that I'm bringing to Adepticon. And guys, I mean, granted, I know the people who watch this are probably not the guys who are going to Adepticon. These are the guys who are not at Adepticon, usually, majority of the people. But for the most part, if somebody does see it, one of my opponents does see it, good for them. They know my list ahead of time. It's going to be out there for anyways. But I am going to give you some understanding of why I brought what I brought, and the reasoning of where it fits in the army. Because a lot of this stuff doesn't fit in a normal Orc and Goblin army. But I felt like I had to play quite a few lists to try to get an understanding of where our strengths lie in. Because that's what I like to do. I like to come on and give you guys, what's the word I'm looking for? Give you guys a competitive idea of what works. All right. I am a very competitive person. I live for the thrill of building. And honestly, I really do. And this is one of my #1 things. And I'm going to say this. I mean, I've been bitching and moaning on the freaking 9th Age forums on the Orcs and Goblins because I felt like I needed to voice my opinion on the matter. I feel like the Orc and Goblin books started to go in a direction I didn't like. And I started even contemplating going to different armies. And I know it's not only me. I know Gene Phelps from Wargaming from the Balconies playing Vampire Coven. I know Ben from Woghammer started playing, or wants to start playing Dread Elves. But we're Orcs and Goblin guys. We're freaking Orc and Goblin guys that want to play Orcs and Goblins. It's just that right now they're a bottom tier army. So being a bottom tier army really is an uphill battle. And what I get a thrill out of more than anything in this game is building quirky characters and quirky things that actually work, and looking for that one item, that one thing that I'm like, haha, I could stop this because I have this. And people are like, seriously? I love that. I love it. It drives me like bananas. Anyways, so as you can see, this is my display board and my messy house in the background. Now I'm going to go over each unit here. Let's go over, start with my weakest and cheapest unit, my Goblin Chariots. I don't even have Chaff Wolf Riders. I have a Goblin Chariot. The reasoning for it is very simple. 4,500 points doesn't allow you to get those extra 500 points. And if I was to lose anything out of the 500 points, and I know this is so taboo for me to say, it's my Chaff. And the reasoning for that, you'll see it in a minute. When you go over core, you'll see it. Okay, but I have my Goblin Wolf Chariot. It is there to honestly kind of keep a zone out. Like if you're trying to get a little too close, I'm hoping that you get scared enough that you start to back up. Like, wait, I'm going to get hit by that chariot. Not only that, but my chariot will act as a double as Chaff. So if need be, my chariot's going to take one for the team, which I don't mind. It does draw an attention away from my main blocks, which is awesome. Right now, one thing that's been going on, especially in Universal Battle, but what's been going on a lot is a lot of MSU. Everybody's like, oh, MSU is the way to go right now in this new version of the book. MSU is a very viable choice to bring. It is not the only choice to bring, and I am going to Adepticon to prove that. I am going with hordes. I am going with 4 blocks of hordes. Not one unit has less than 20 guys in it. Every unit is a horde of 30 or more. So you'll see that. But anyways, so my Wolf Chariot is just there for some backup. Again, MSU style lists, I don't really like. Chariots are awesome for MSU because they're gonna just ram somebody and just take them out, and they barely have a rank left, and that is awesome. But to back up my Wolf Chariot, the need for speed. This guy is there for speed specifically. Movement 9, swift stride, charging, and not only that. You want to know the kicker? Here's the real kicker. When the general calls out the WOG, this guy is movement 10. Movement 10. Swift stride. Holy shit, this chariot is fast as a lust freaking claw fiend. That is crazy. So right here, this is my orc chariot. Now I know you're thinking, hey, that's General Zod. It is not General Zod. This is the Dragon Rammer. It gets confused a lot for General Zod, but it's his twin brother. The Dragon Rammer is an orc chariot, an orc boar chariot. Strength 7 on the charge. Impact hits. D6 plus 1, strength 5, toughness 5. This thing is a tank. Could take a bunch of strength 3 shots and shrug it off. Might get a scratch. Might get something on you know, some scuff marks on the paint job. But this guy could take a beating and can give a beating, and is pretty freaking awesome. I love the fact that it has a high toughness. Now both of these guys are for zone control. They're basically there to kind of scare people away from getting a little too close. At the same time, they're also there for extra combat res when I do get into combat. So either they get picked on or they get ignored, and either way I love it. It's awesome. Here's another angle on the Dragon Rammer. You can see him on this angle right here. Gave you the V. You can see inside the V. There it is. Anyways, so my next unit, this is the start of my core, my first piece of core, my 30 cave goblins. 30 cave goblins, 2 madgets, bows, 30 bows. Alright, now I know what you're saying. You're like, wait a second, those aren't just cave goblins. I see a troll in there, I see like a nobbler in there, or not nobbler, squig in there, what are they called? Nasher in there. And I'm going to tell you, dude, you're blind. Those are all just cave goblins, man. I don't know what you're talking about. But I got to give it to Tommy Taylor, Tommy Tucker, Tommy T. All right? Tom told me, I was messaging him on Facebook talking about, hey, man, I want to play this goblin list, but I don't have enough goblins. And he goes, use trolls as freaking proxies. And I was like, brilliant! Tom, you're the man. Holy shit. So I'm bringing 30 cave goblins, bows, fanatics, alright? Then, check this out. Another unit of 30 cave goblins, bows, and fanatics. I got 2 units. I know you're saying, hey, that's only 20. There's 10 more hiding somewhere up there. I don't know. Anyways, 2 units of cave goblins with bows and fanatics, okay? Now, here's the thing. Is they're playing zone control, too. You get so close to my goblins, you're getting fanatics. If you're getting so close to my goblins, you're getting charioted. So, there's just so much impact hits and strength 5, armor piercing shit going around that it kind of gets intimidating getting into my comfort zone. And at the same time, I'm peppering you with these strength 3 shots. So, what's better? What's better? Oh, actually, before I get to that part, you know, because wait, there's more. Alright, so I'm throwing out the fanatics, alright? This is the deal. I got these guys coming out. They're coming out strength. I'm sorry, 2d6 hits if you land on them, or 1d6 strength cow. Check that out. Got the fanatics swinging their balls around. They're having a jolly good time. Who doesn't have a jolly good time when they're swinging their balls around? But not only that, one of them is swinging around a cow. Just because who doesn't want to get hit by a cow? I know I don't. That's like a fucking truck. You don't want to get hit by a cow. Anyways, that goblin has to do legs. He must lift legs because there's no way in hell you could carry a cow with the freaking skinny legs. Alright, so that guy is definitely on some steroids or some shit. That goblin right there is definitely lifting, bro. Anyways, So that's my core. Now we're gonna skip my last unit of core, and I'll explain it later. But basically, those two guys are running my sides of my center block. My center block is going to be my #1 priority because most of my points are in my center block. But coming up on the sides, on the flanks, is the big and nasty herself, the Space Chicken Rock. Look at her. Look at her. She is a beaut. Now, I know what you're saying. I know somebody told me the other day, and I agree with them 100%. They said, why bring Chicken Rock when you could bring the A-Rock? And A-Rock has eaten 3 monsters in 1 turn, and I agree with you 100%. 100%. The only difference between the Space Rock and the A-Rock is that the Space Rock has a nice paint job. The A-Rock was one of my first monsters I've ever painted. I still love her to death. She's still in my cabinet, and I will pull her out when I do a double spider list anytime, or I'll do it whenever I pull out to play a regular friendly game. But right now, for this game, since it's the major tournament, and I want to get max painting points, and I am going there to try to get home with more than 1 award, but I'm hoping to get that best paint. So I brought my Space Chicken Rock because she is a beaut. Check this out. Not only do I give you this awesome picture where she's just eating this fucking statue because she just likes to eat metal, who knows. She also has on top of her this freaking giant freaking pirate boat. And on the pirate boat you got freaking Skarsnik holding the chains to the chicken head, and you got a Forest Goblin loading the cannon that Edwin gave me, the mortar that Edwin gave me to shoot this giant web onto people, which I don't have the web launcher upgrade, by the way. And then I also have all these other goblins. I have Chicken Head up there, and not only do I have Chicken Head, I have this freaking wizard up there, like freaking mumbling shit while there's dirty dishes in the background. Anyways, that is the Chicken Rock is going to take up 1 flank, potentially with the chariots, potentially not with the chariots. Who knows? We'll see how the games go. I don't know. But the Chicken Rock is there for horde control. You got a giant horde? I don't care. I got a giant chicken. Alright? The giant chicken's going to eat your freaking giant horde. Alright? And not only that, it also plays a huge distraction. And for cannons, it's going to play a huge distraction on a lot of strength 3 shooting, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't have that many answers to that chicken, to the monster, so I'm going to go ahead and try to get wounds off, and they really, really try. And she has armor. She has a 4-up armor, so she could take it. But hopefully, and honestly, I think Max Lepore was the person I talked to. If it wasn't Max, it might have been Jeremy. But one of these Infernal Dwarf players that I was playing against one time, or talking to one time, they made a comment saying, it might have been Blondebeard. I don't remember who it was, but we were talking about the Kadim Titan, and they were like, I take the Kadim Titan every game knowing that it's gonna die, but the point is it takes the distraction off the rest of the army. And I agree 100% with that statement going into the Adepticon with the Space Chicken Rock. I go in expecting her to die every single game, but when she does die, I hope either she takes people with her or she has laid enough distraction for you not to notice what else is happening. So next up, my last unit of core. This is going to be ridiculous. You guys won't even understand how ridiculous this is. A unit of 36 common goblins with bows and shields. And I know what you're saying. You're like, what, ChiHammer? Where are the savages? Where's the Foot Clan? Where's the freaking, the powerhouses, the Strength 5? And I'm going to tell you, I don't need it. I don't need it. I got, what's better than 60 cave goblins with bows? Another 40 freaking goblins with bows. I got almost 100 bows. I'm not kidding you. I have 96 bows. 96. I got called out on it. I sent in my Adepticon list. The guy who reviewed the list sent me a message back and said, why didn't you grab the last 4 bows? To make it an even 100. I'm going to tell you why. Because I didn't have the points. Duh. They have full the cave goblin units have musicians. This unit here has full command. And I know what you're saying, like, why the hell does this common goblin unit have a banner, a musician, and a champion? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you my strategy, and you guys could take it or leave it. Hopefully none of my opponents see it before I play this weekend, but hopefully, whatever, it might give you guys an idea. But my main reasoning for it is I take the veteran banner with them. They have the war banner, okay? They have a bunker for my BSB and my Shaman, which I'll explain in a minute. And then they have these three guys. These three lovely gentlemen right here. The Shady Gits. These shady mofos count as champions, but they're not champions. So they don't get the +1 attack and the +4 on the automatic charge thing. But it doesn't matter. I have a champ anyways. But they have they count as champions, so each one of them can challenge. So the number one threat is the goblins aren't on the front lines. They are not on the front lines. They're behind the front lines, okay? So somebody who gets to them fast enough is usually somebody on a mount, which is like a dragon or a freaking horse or some eagle or whatever. Anything like whatever. They're going to go in expecting to run in and just kill a bunch of goblins, and those goblins are just going to die in mass. But what I'm going to be able to do is just challenge. Challenge with the champ. He kills the champ, gets 4 wounds. I win. I got 3 ranks, 3 banners. He loses by 2. He has to take a break check. Now, he might be stubborn. He might be whatever. He might have a really good leadership. He does it again. Goes in and he's like, all right, cool. Now I got to kill your BSB and your Shaman. And he goes, challenge. And I challenge again. Or I challenge again with one of these Shady Gits. And he has to take that break check again. And then he has to do it 4 times before he gets to my Shaman. And I'll gladly give up my Shaman, which is only 2 wounds. I'll still win again. That's a lot of challenges. And that's going to hold up a character or beat a character, which is going to just drive people nuts. It's going to drive people insane. But besides that, like I said, I've been playing a lot of Universal Battle. I'm going to go back to this picture here. I've been playing a lot of Universal Battle lately, and these guys have the most sticking power than any other unit I have, which is just insane. Just because there's so many bodies, no matter how you look at it, that's 50 or 40 bodies you have to get through. 40. Anyways, and they all have parry, which is even fucking crazier. Alright, so, that being said, we have one more unit, which is my centerpiece of my army, which, here it comes, guys. Bum, bum, bum! The 32 Iron Orcs with the Rending Banner. Now, these guys have extra hand weapons. They have hand weapon shield, and they have great weapons. They could pick whatever weapon they want, because guess what? They're just going to go... What I don't understand is they're supposed to be weapon masters, but why don't they get, like, flails and spears and shit? I'm totally okay with it. I mean, like, whatever. It is what it is. But I'm just wondering, like, why do they stop at just those 3? Why couldn't they get flails? I would like those options. Anyways, these guys are going to be my bread and butter for this army right now. Granted, they're taking up a lot of points in the special. They're an elite unit. They are weapon skill 5, strength 5. Alright? They're going to be able to tear apart any unit, really. There are some hard counters to them, of course, and the fact that they're all 3-up armor really keeps them susceptible to, like, metal shifting damage. But that is also why I have my tools that I'll explain in a second to help them out. I know what you guys are saying. Why didn't you take them with the Ironhide banner? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When you got a freaking giant spider running around the table, most people are going to try to shoot the spider instead of these guys. Just saying. And if they don't shoot the spider and they shoot these guys, they're dumb for not shooting the spider, because the spider's going to wreck their face. But yeah, these guys will hold their own. They'll do just fine. They're my centerpiece of my army. Now, my strategy here is to keep them in the center. Okay, whatever the objective may be, maybe hold the center or grab secure the targets or banners or whatever. These guys are right in the middle. The leadership bubble's right in the middle, and they'll be able to have goblins on both flanks. Now, the goblins, if anybody comes close enough to the goblins or to the orcs, they're getting fanatics in their face. So, not only are they getting fanatics in their face, if they don't get close enough just yet, they're getting shot and shot and shot by 100 bows, and it can't be a ChiHammer video without the ambulance. Anyways, granted, I do have some videos where there's no ambulance. Anyways, so you're getting shot with strength 3 bows. You're getting shot... Actually, it's a fire truck. Huh, that's funny. You're getting shot with strength 3 bows. You're getting hit with magic. And you're getting hit with fanatics, and by that time, when you finally get past the gauntlet of freaking goblin annoyance, and you try to charge my goblin, and my goblins are like, haha, we're fleeing, asshole. All of a sudden, you have this giant block of orcs that you're like, oh shit. That is hopefully my strategy. Hopefully it works. We'll see how it works. Like I said, why play MSU when you could play MMU? MSU is multiple small units. MMU is multiple mass units. Play with 30 bodies, guys. Freaking let them get shot. Let them get killed. Let them freaking go in as a horde. I was looking at the changes of the 9th Age Orc and Goblin book, and people were talking about how they would like to see more hordes. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to play with this. I'm going to see how it goes. Bring in a horde to the table. Granted, you really can't bring a horde with savages, with Ed Bashers, because they got limited so bad that it hurts, and they're naked. But these guys have a 3-up armor, so they could take strength 3 shots, no problem. They could take strength 4 shots, no problem. They're fine. They really don't want to take an organ gun to the face, because organ guns and Hellblaster volley guns are going to fuck you up, no matter who you are. But except for Chicken Head. Chicken Head's a one to the face. Anyways, but these guys are definitely there to take a beating and be general badasses. They are going to be stubborn with the general's leadership in there, and the general is somebody who's not that very easy to kill anyways. So we'll see how that all goes. Anyways, so that's my centerpiece of the army. Let's go into the characters and see who else is on the table. So first off, we're going to start off with my BSB. My BSB, this is my favorite new character I have created. This guy, I love him. And his weapon broke off, and it keeps breaking off, and I decided, you know what? No, he's the BSB. Boom! Give him a big-ass banner. A banner that doesn't even fit the guy. I had to boost the banner up higher just so it doesn't drag on the floor. But my BSB, and I said this on the 9th Age forums, and I'll say it again, when the 9th Age rules team takes away your green moon, you bring the green moon to the table. That is exactly what's on that freaking banner. The green moon! And he has a skull splitter shotgun. He's a forest goblin, so he has poison attacks. He's going to be able to shoot freaking monsters from across the table with his fucking strength 4 armor piercing shots with his shoddy, and hopefully poison them bastards. And not only that, he has pants protection. So just say he's in the goblin unit, somebody charges in, and they have a 1-up, 4-up, he could gladly take it and probably out-tank the guy he's fighting against. He won't do shit for damage back, but he can still take it. On Universal Battle, I played against a guy who had a demon chariot, one of those blood chariot things that shoot freaking flame cannons. And he fought it for like 2 rounds and won just because I kept taking that guy's armor and ward save. And he's like, this is bullshit, this is bullshit, this is bullshit. And I'm like, yes, it is. I love it. My new favorite character, he's probably, out of all my BSPs I've ever made, this guy has probably lived the longest. So, like, he doesn't die as easy. So that's awesome. It's awesome that he could go in the unit of common goblins. Like I said, those common goblins, Shady Gits, count as characters, or count as champions. So I can make a whole front wall of Shady Gits, champ, and musician, and they cannot touch my BSB if I don't want them to. That is awesome. Speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and show you this picture again. This is a picture of my Goblin Shaman, level 4, Baxter, the Pyromaniac. Now, the Pyromaniac Baxter, Pyro. Anyways, Pyromaniac Baxter is there for the simple fact of chaff control. I don't want anybody popping my maggots out too early. And this guy could just freaking fireball. He has a ruby ring of fire. He has all 4, or he has 4 out of 6 pyromancy spells, which all of them do damage. And even if I don't get the damaging ones, I still get the attribute that throws an extra little D3 shot out. And I'll be able to kill dogs. I'll be able to kill furies. I'll be able to kill whatever. Just all this random stuff. And God forbid I get these freaking avoidance lists. Salvo just takes them out. Especially against MSU. You guys have MSU that has like a bunch of like cav running around and a bunch of like skirmishers running around. It doesn't even matter. I'll burn them all. Just burn them all. And these guys have the safety and comfort of knowing the black orcs are right in front of them. Can you just imagine? Imagine the chaos. Anyways, So my Pyromaniac also has a Obsidian Rock, which is the kicker, because the Obsidian Rock gives that whole unit a 5-0 board against magic. A lot of my opponents, especially my consistent opponents like Necreep and John653, were they noticed that I had a lot of power in my Pyromaniac, and they decided to start using sniper spells to kill him. Well, now he has a 5-0 board, so that won't happen against magic. And not only that, but he also gives the whole unit a 5-0 board. So if need be, he can join the Black Orcs if I'm fighting somebody who has a nasty spell that's going to kill my Black Orcs in mass. He has the ability to keep any unit more available, or any unit that I want to keep more alive for that moment, more alive by having that magic resistance item. Anyways, my next character, this is my Warlord. I'm going to give you guys a little short story real quick. Alright? My brother and I used to play a game called Final Fantasy XI. It was an online MMORPG. And those of you who are familiar with WoW and Guild Wars and Diablo 3 and all that kind of stuff, those are MMORPGs. You guys might have heard of Final Fantasy. It's a Japanese RPG that came out, and I used to play it religiously. I used to play it as much as I play this game. And I got this weapon called the Apocalypse. And the Apocalypse, I'll show you this picture right here. Bum, bum, bum. It's Gorbad. The Apocalypse is a golden scythe that steals the health back and makes you faster as you kill monsters. So the more you fight, the stronger you're basically getting, the faster you're getting, and the more health you're stealing back. Now, just so happens that the character right now that I'm using as Gorbad, my ex-girlfriend made me that scythe maybe 2013, and I put it on top of Gorbad because I always felt like Gorbad represented me, alright, which is really weird. But so my name on the game was Sabretooth, and that's why I always go by Boss Tooth, okay? So this right now is going to be Boss Tooth. He is not the leader of the army. He is not. He is just a badass wielding the Axe of the Apocalypse. It all came together finally. 2 years later, it finally came together. He has the Axe of the Apocalypse. He has it gives him D3 strength and D3 attacks on top of his normal stats. So he could have a total of 7 attacks, strength 9. Jesus Christ, this guy can hit like a ton of bricks and just kind of shrug it off. Now he only has a 2-up and a 5-up. He does have Lucky Shield, so he'll be able to take a cannon to the face and just kind of like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, you didn't know I had this shield here. But I did make him a common orc. I did this because a couple reasons. One is, A, I don't want to be frenzy baited. Granted, the frenzy character gives me that 5-up board automatically, and I could have gave him a better toughness, but I don't want to be frenzy baited. And the other thing I don't want is I don't want to be immune to psychology. I love the Iron Orcs. I love them, but I want to have that ability where I'm like, shit, this is a very bad situation. I'm booking it, and most people won't expect that. Most people don't realize he doesn't have to stick around. He can run. So, and he's leadership 9, so he's not really going to fail too many terror checks. He might, but at the same time, I don't think he really will. Now, going on to my final character, my centerpiece character, the guy who is holding it all together. Since this is representing me from my Final Fantasy life to my Warhammer life, this is representing my brother in my Warhammer fantasy life. He's not Zod, guys, but he has the same loadout as Zod. The other guy was Sabretooth, this is the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut, Boss Steeltooth. Now, Jugs here has a 2-up, 4-up. He's on foot, he's in the unit of Black Orcs, but he has the Bluffer's Helm, he has the Sprout of Rebirth, and he has Divine Icon. He's also a Black Orc, so he gets to pick his weapon, and he could really hold his own. I have seen Zod and this guy not die. I mean, probably pretty much. I fought a Weaver of Change, a Bloodthirster, quite a few Vampire Lords, quite a few freaking whatever. The only person he ever really dies to is fucking Necreep. I don't understand how Necreep is just like, oh yeah, that's flaming, he's dead. That was Lethal Strike, and it does D3 wounds. God damn it! But besides that, I don't see this guy really failing too much, and he is definitely worth the general spot because he is a motherfucker. That's what he is. He is the motherfucker. He's gonna hold it down. He's gonna be unkillable, and I'm hoping, and I'm gonna track all my progress. I'm gonna be able to track how many points everybody's taking per round. So you're gonna see how much all my units do, how like per round and total. So you're gonna see two sets of numbers. You're gonna see the first set of numbers explaining, you know, just say this guy or the Chicken Rock. Chicken Rock, 500 points, and then in parentheses 1,000 points. The first number is going to be the numbers that they took that game. All right, and I count wounds. I count wounds as partial points, but then the parentheses is how much they took total in the tournament up to that point. Anyways, guys, I ended up making this a long ass video anyways, even though it was the second time I recorded it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to Adepticon. I'm like dying. Like I said, I've been itching to go. I'm gonna try to make you guys interview style videos with me, all the YouTubers out there, Vince and Tremendous, and not only that, but other people who are a big part of the community. I want to be able to catch them on camera, so you guys know what's going on here, especially in the Midwest, which we have a decent community of players who come to these tournaments. So I want you guys to see that. Anyways, like I said, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope to get, I wish I got a game in beforehand, but at the same time, it's okay. I needed to do a lot of painting, a lot of getting stuff together, ready for this tournament this weekend. So the next game you'll probably see me in is the team tournament or the singles tournament, but it'll be this list on the singles, and I'll be putting them up as soon as I make them. So I'll see you guys next week. Wish me luck out there. If you guys have any comments or feedback about my lists, please leave it in the comment section below. I think I answered most of what I have and what my strategy and my point is. Yeah, besides that, guys, I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.